Hey, shalom, shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites come to you week in and week out. Prophesy the return of the Most High and His Heavenly Son. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles out of New York, Great Millstone, and GMS. Honors to all I can run the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, in truth and in sincerity. This is Brother Ryan from Great Millstone, Chicago, just coming to you with another lesson. And this is a pickup of the lesson I did last night. More receipts, proving Esau the fraudster or something like that. This one is based more receipts that prove that so-called blacks was ruling over in Europe in the Middle Ages. All right, they think that we were ooking and booking in the jungle. All right, and this is the last call for spiritual alcohol. We're at the end of all things. We're at the end of the bullshit. So the Most High is not caring about none of the bullshit Esau Edom's caring about. The Most High is not caring about what Jake caring about. The Most High is caring about His will be done, which means the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America. All right, part with Israel, part with Europe, part with all the Edomite powers, from Putin and Russia. All right, to the heathen coalitions and axes and allies and confederacies. It's basically the factions are divided into two major factions. You have the Israeli / Europe / American allies that goes to multi-heathens from South Korea to Japan and whoever. You have the North. You have the Russian allies, which Edomite Russia with Iran, China, North Korea, Turkey, etc., and their axis of power. All right, so you have those two major factions warring with each other, and it's really even good now. I've got to do a lesson on Iran supposedly put weapon and supplying weaponry and getting involved with the Venezuelan thing going over. Things are getting so closer to the World War III, which means in order for World War III, got to be the MOTB, which is the mark in Revelations, the 13th chapter. So these things are moving fast. They're quickly moving up, and we have to address them and still warn the people and wake up our people. But Jake, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, still at large, there's still a lot of 1/3 not woken up that needs to be sealed. They'd have to believe, they have to repent, and they have to come in. All right. So our job is to keep pushing His word, keep pushing His word. Right. And I've heard one lady the other day when we were preaching, and I was like, with the Israelites said, well, this is I heard about you guys, but you all basically are saying, forget the Gentiles. And it's always Jake want to save a Gentile when all the Gentiles, what one nation hasn't had part of our spoils, which we went into yesterday, right? And they stole our identity, and the other nations under Esau's rule have been confederate with him to keep us quiet. So, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna recap on Psalms 83, and then I'm going to second address, and I'm going to hit some pictures, and I'm going to, this won't be as long as the one yesterday because I just looked at the video yesterday, and you'll see those receipts, and you can see everything tie in together. All right, but I'm gonna hit that Psalms. Let's see, Psalms 83. All right, starting with verse 1. A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thy silence. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Why don't the Christian church, all right, talk about God having enemies? And if you read this whole chapter, it goes into the enemies: Esau, Moab, Ammon, goddamn it, Ishmael, and those modern names are so-called white man, Chinaman, Japanese man, Arab man, and on down. The Lord is done with all the heathens. The Lord said He's greatly despised at the heathens. All right. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, an uproar, a noise, a bruit. All right. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. All right. They hate the Lord, and they're proud, and they're doing wonderful, horrible, proud things against the Israelite people. All right. Israel is already in Jacob's trouble. All right. I mean, we're in it, and it's only increasing. right? They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They took crafty counsel. All right, what's that counsel? United Nations. They're behind the scenes. They get behind closed doors and they make policies and mandates and wicked laws to vex, destroy, and tear down so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. And we've been hidden. Right? They'll tell us we was hooking and booking in the jungles of Africa somewhere. They came and saved us from our non-civilized ancestry and brought us over here and taught us everything. Bullshit. We were there in Europe. We were there in Scotland and Switzerland. We was in Britain. We was in Ireland. We was in France. We was in Portugal. We was in Rome. We was in Russia. We was all over the damn place. Okay? And they don't tell us our history, and without understanding the history, you can't understand the mystery. All right? They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. How do you cut somebody off from their history and their heritage and their culture? Like the book of Micah. I know we hit that yesterday too. I hit that Micah, right? Because they said, let's cut them off from being a nation. How you cut them off? Well, you uproot them, you steal them, and then you re-educate them. All right. This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand. Who's running the world right now? Who's got the power right now? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And they covet fields. Oh, I wish I had that land. Oh, they got lithium. Oh, shoot, they got uranium. Oh, man, they got gold. Oh, man, they got diamonds. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Every land got something precious. They want everybody's shit. All right, the scripture talks about they heap it to them all people. All right, and take it away. They, excuse me, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. He's going to take your heritage, which is your everything, your money, your name, your race, your language, your customs, your culture. He's done took it all, just like Jeremiah, the 17th chapter. We gotta keep telling Jake, because Jake still ain't woken up in mass. He still got work to do. The Lord said in Isaiah, the 6th chapter, how long, oh Lord, do we go out and preach and teach and cuss and fuss? He says, until this place is utterly wasted away, till he tears it all the way down. So we have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, all right? That's all of us, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, all right? Shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. You take a person out of their land, you re-educate them with another language, you tell them a whole new history, then you will never know where they were, where they come from. All right. Uh, Land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. And they knew by taking this away, we would forget the our ancestry, our history, which would be Yahweh Shem Shai being our father, the sons, we being the sons of God, we being the true Hebrew Israelites by blood, and we are commanded to follow the law, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability. All right. For Job 8:8, for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. You're supposed to be going back into antiquity. When you go back in antiquity, you'll see the things that are in the icons and saints. All right. And we were going into that a little bit yesterday, just showing a couple of pictures. I just opened up one and I'm start right here. Okay. Look at that. Those are the saints. What do you see? This is all over Europe. This is all in different museums, different books, different cathedrals, different castles, all right, different homes, churches, buildings, all right, basements, afros and beards, okay? You'll see. These are all so-called uh, uh, the apostles and bishops and um, the saints, right? Matter of fact, the name of this book is Icons and Saints of the Eastern Orthodox Church. A lot of these are in those old church buildings. And like I said, the brother Rapaya, it's like a Shafia, he travels and he went and he'll go get these pictures. I'll show a couple more in a minute, but I'm showing some out of the book. All right. And this is the thing. How were we ooking in the jungle somewhere in Africa when we have pictures and evidences? I mean, picture after picture after picture after picture after picture, and they all black, afros in beds, the Lord, the angels, the saints, the prophets, the apostles, the disciples. All right. This is why the Lord is saying, no, no more. That all the receipts are coming out. Esau Edom is exposed. He's being exposed. He's being laid bare. All right. I did want to hit this before I go into some more of these pictures. I want to hit Second Esdras because the people don't get it. They don't get it. Fuck them. May they die. And if people claim to get it and don't live right and conform and repent and do what the Lord say, fuck them too. They're going to die. Most High is looking for the hopeful, righteous elect. Okay. Most High is looking for those who are trying to be obedient and are sorrowful for their wickedness, and they love their Lord and their people, and they want better. They love the earth, they love the animals, they love the bees and trees. They're sick and tired of the chemtrails. They're sick and tired of even the need for EBD. The Lord had a perfect welfare system already inside the law. We don't glean 100% of our land. We glean 80, 90% of our land. All right? And anyone who needs that 10th, get the 10th, man. Ugh. Second Ezra, the 6th chapter, verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. And the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And that's what our job is, to declare this truth, to declare this fruit. All right? Now I'm going back into the pictures of the brother Shafia, our beloved brother, who he travels, to Europe periodically, and when he goes to the different castles, he goes to the different buildings, the different cathedrals and churches and buildings, and he takes pictures and evidences of Jake. All right, like this one. There's a black woman on a coat of arms at the top. All right, you see the coats of arms with the lions, all the kind of designs you see on fancy clothes. All right. This is coats of arms that's on the building. All right. Now, I'm not sure if that's the address of the building and the name of the building in the middle, or if it's a name or such. But I'm about to zoom in on those. Now, this is in outside. This is you going out and around the town. All right. It's not even in the build inside the castle. It's being hidden. This is outside. So if you're out there in Switzerland, I forgot what the name of town. I don't know how to pronounce it. Eiderland or some shit. What is his? Um, okay, no, this is Schaffhausen, Switzerland. Schaff, Schaffhausen, Switzerland. All right, and you see Jake, cool as hell, coated arm, with a golden, wrap around his head. Okay, I don't know if it was a crown or the the fabric that we like bandana type fabric, right? And on the other side, all right, you see the coats of arms there with the beard, all right? Jake in there, Jake being Jake, all right? And this is outside, like I said, all right? So you go, Jake over here doesn't see these things. Here's another one outside on the facade of a building. Okay, and I'm gonna zoom into that one, and you see Jake again, dark skin images. We were ruling Europe. We were the ruler. We were the Moors. We were the Scots. We were the Danes. We were the Vikings. All right. That's why they hate to hear it. They don't like the truth. They hate the truth. All right. So that's why these receipts are damning. All right. These receipts are afros and beards, wearing royalty garments and soldiers garments and crowns and having crests and shields, and we were the knights, we were the kings, we were the noblemen, the earls, the and all that, the rulers, man. Look at that goblet, man. That's Jake. It might have been Murph himself, man. Look at that. Look at that goblet right there, bro. All right, afro and beard. Now this is in the middle of the street. It's a statue. But I thought we was hooking and booking in the jungle somewhere. But you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, all you want to do is get on social media and look it's working. Look in the latest outfit, the latest madness, the latest Drewski foolery, the latest video game, the latest goddamn basketball game, the latest Roblox, the latest goddamn Minecraft, the latest whatever the fuck. Oh, it's football season. Now everybody's into the Bears. Everybody's into the Cowboys. Everybody's into madness. Oh, now it's basketball season. Oh, they're undefeated. Oh, my God. But your history and the truth, which is truly undefeated, you're going to pass on. Look at that. That's the fullness of that statue outside. All right? We built those towers. We built those castles. We built those lands, man. We built up the whole planet. All right? But you don't want the truth to be known. You don't want to see all the icons of the saints and the Lord be painted with afros and beards and dark to tawny skin. All right? You all want to believe the Esau Edomite lie. All right? I showed that ring last night. Here's a fancy ring of a king. And got a black man in there. That Esau ain't gonna wear that. Right? Look at the ceiling here. It's a picture of the ceiling, and you got the so-called. I don't know if that's I don't know if it's a king or I know it's royalty. You have got a sword. I don't know if that's a shield. And that's Jake, very ornate, very beautiful, man. And they don't put these. This is not in our schools. This is not in our. It's not in our understanding and knowledge of our people and our history. We've got brought off the slave ships from Africa, but there was not just a so-called triangular slave trade. I call it a rectangular slave trade because they went from they were taking us from Europe and bringing us over to the other side of the world. They was taking us from the west coast of Africa to the other side of the world. They was taking us from the coast of Brazil all the way up to the Puerto Rico to Haiti and all that area to the Bahamas and then area to all the way to the Americas. This was a triangular, square, rectangular trade. All right, and they were mixing mingling and taking us everywhere they could. It was just making money like commodity. We were like the scripture says. And the matter of fact, I'll get it. Right, we were sold to the Grecians. Right, and this is in the scriptures, man, and people don't believe. They rather believe Esau Edom. That's the fucked up part. Right, this is Joel the 3rd chapter, and I'll start off 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold into the Grecians, which is the ancient so-called Greeks, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, that ye might remove them far from their border. So to get us out of our land, true land of Yasharallah, which they call Israel, and now we've been scattered ever since. And they've been helping to scatter by putting us under subjugation everywhere we've been, right? That you may remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head, which is what the Lord is doing right now. All right, jumping back up. Right, He said, "Oh, Tyre and Zidon and all the coast of Palestine, the so-called Africans, the Arabs, and Esau. They have been selling and mixing and fucking us over for years, man. And then all the other heathens have joined in and taken party and got their piece of the pie. Like Maccabee says, what one nation hasn't had a part of our spoils, right? And they took all our shit. The Lord said it. He took all my things, from the relics to us, our name, heritage, and culture. He took everything, all right? But it's right there. They sold us to the so-called white men, the Grecians, all right? And in NLT, it says to the Greeks. So who were the so-called ancient Greeks that they plaster everywhere? Those Esau, Edom, all right? So the Lord is exposing, all right? And he's exposing it with these artifacts. He's exposing with these the books and the writings. Okay? The Lord is exposing it. All right? He's exposing it. All right? These were Negroes. These were black men. All right? Why would they chip off, the faces of the Lord? Because they wouldn't say, you know what, man, that's too damning. He black, and then he looks check on. Let me just chip that off. All right? That's what they and repaint. Okay, move, boy, move. All right. We had afros and beards. We're all over Europe, man. We're all over Europe. Okay, but if you're not paying attention and looking, you won't see it. If you don't zoom in, you don't see a black angel over a crest with wings. All right. I think I showed this one yesterday. All right. Afros and beards, dark, brown, tawny. All right, because majority of us were probably dark back in the day, but we've always been a mixture. David was ready. All right, you had different, skin tones from dark, to light brown. All right, you even see it in the pyramids. All right, and this is what's been hidden from us. All right, so I'm gonna hit a couple more scriptures. I said this ain't gonna keep this long because I have to go teach a class. So I'm gonna hit a couple of these scriptures. Psalms 52. I read a bunch of scriptures yesterday, you all can, and so the ones that I'm not, some of the staple scriptures, like truth springing out of the earth, Psalms 85. And so I've read them yesterday. I'm just gonna move on what I didn't get to yesterday. Psalms 52 and 1, to the chief musician, Maskil, a psalm of David. When Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul and said unto him, David is come to the house of Amalek. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of God endureth continually. Thy tongue devises mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Everything Esau Edom. Now Doeg was an Edomite, and this is the nature of Esau Edom. Their tongue is always devising mischief. Their books, the legislation, their policies, their history, all right, like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Salah. That's their nature. All right. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. And God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. Salah. All right. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. And that's what we're doing right now, because we can see his queendom falling right now in the face. All right. This is Psalms 55, and I'll start with verse 1. It's to the chief musician of Neganoth, Maskil, a psalm of David. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. Right? And to withhold someone's heritage, culture, identity, nationality, all right, their and all their stuff and themselves and their land is great oppression that will never be rectified, repaired. Ain't no reparations for this except holy reparations. The Lord coming back and giving us the ownership of the earth back. That's something Esau can't even give us. The Lord has to give it to us. All right. My heart is sore pain within me, and the terrors of death are fallen upon me. Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror have overwhelmed me. All right. Let's see. Jumping down to verse 10. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief also and sorrow are in the midst of it. Wickedness in the midst of it. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets. That means every time we go around and every time we see shit, everything is deceiving us. Everything out here is a walking, deceitful land, getting us off our square, getting us off what we need to do for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Kakash. Right? That's the nature of the wicked. That's the nature. Right? That's the nature of anybody who's wicked. Right? This is Psalms 109 and 2. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. They compass me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause. This is what we're inundated with. Our ancestors are letting us know through the Bible, through the scriptures. Hey, this is not your rest. It is greatly polluted. Who destroy you? Hey, Job 30 and 30. My skin is black upon me. My bones are burned with heat. Songs of Solomon, the 1st chapter, 5th verse. I am black but comely, O you daughters of Jerusalem. Look not upon me as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look like fabric. Look not upon me because I'm black. I'm dark. All right. That's scripture. All right. Revelations, the 1st chapter. He said he had a woolly hair and skin of brass as if it burnt in the furnace. All right. Lamentation said we were black like a coal. All right. Our visage was black like a coal, man. We're dark-skinned people. They even tell you that the northern kingdom, Ephraim, have it's like a cake not turned. So he's light brown. Why? He got mixed and mingled with the nations. Esau Edom, the colonizer. All right. So this is, I mean, the evidence and receipts go deep. I have to be in my class about 15 minutes, so I'm gonna end it there. I didn't want to. I still got more scriptures. I still got more books and more evidences. All right. When we are running things over there in Europe, and people are going to tell you these pictures and paintings from antiquity, they're not going to show them to you. They're not going to be honest with you and tell you who we really are. All right. I'm going to end on what the brother just put up here, this beautiful scripture. Tazamach Yasharala. Deuteronomy 33 and 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord. The shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. Lord is exposing them. He's making them back. All right. And revealing who's who. So Lord willing, I'm going to keep touching on these because I still got more evidence They got a lot more evidence and receipts because that's why they want to shut down the internet, because it's too damning. And every day a new receipt is being revealed. All right, that's damning them more and more and more. But this is all part of the Lord's work. Even Fuski, Drewski bullshit ass. Yeah, that's only bringing more light to the Hebrew, who are the real Hebrew Israelites. So the righteous will hear, the wicked will scoff. That's how the Lord set it up. Hopefully, this is edifying through the spirit and power. Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shemer Kakadash. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles out of New York, the great millstone of GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh Yahweh Shai in truth and in sincerity. Shalom to the sisters of the Hope for Righteous elect. Shalom to the children of the Hope for Righteous elect. May the Most High come and save us soon. That going to say shalom and above Abba, Kwame Yasharala. Turn those machines off. Go to buyers and sell.